This match was released first for our members on YouTube and Patreon. Becoming a member is the only way to watch all Purpose Wrestling shows presented in full. Thank you to all these YouTube and Patreon members who help us bring Purpose Wrestling to you. To support Purpose Wrestling, become a member at purposewrestling.com/members. Link in the description. Purpose Wrestling, for the love of wrestling.
I am the best I've ever been, but I'm still a dumbass. I don't know what happens next.
It's time for a debut in Purpose, David. We got to welcome to the library, all the way from Austin, Texas, Stephen Wolf.
That is great talent to have here in the library, Bobby. Stephen Wolf is looking to make an impact, and it starts today right here.
Stephen Wolf on a tour of the UK, wrestling all up and down the country, seen in RevPro, taking on some of the biggest names in wrestling, here to take on the OG, the original Purpose champion. Back after a little bit of a hiatus from the library, Jordon breaks.
This is the kind of match that you can only see at Purpose and you can only see here in the library. Where else would you be able to see Stephen Wolf, someone from across the pond, wrestle one of the prime wrestlers here in this country? It is great to see Stephen Wolf here. He's committing to a lot of dates, especially with Revolution Pro Wrestling, but not just that. He's got dates announced, for example, in Italy. I'm sure he's going to be featured all over Europe. And he's going to have one of the biggest challenges in his tour here with the first Purpose Wrestling champion, Bobby.
As we said, Jordon Breaks, first Purpose Wrestling champion, has taken a little time away from Purpose to regroup after coming up short a few times. Most recently, if I recall rightly, in a triple threat match with Safire and Connor Mills. But this is his opportunity, an international challenger. Really a good way to build momentum. Stephen Wolf's been up and down the country, up and down Europe, all over America. And a win over Stephen Wolf is not to be taken lightly when it comes to building momentum.
Jordon Breaks, last we seen him was in a losing effort against James Pharrell, the match that basically convinced you and the rest of the booking committee to give James Pharrell a shot at the title, which I do believe is very fair. And this is way back. Jordon seems to feel a little bit down. If you heard a few of these post-match interviews, you can tell that he's talking himself down a bit. This could be the beginning of the turnaround, as he seems to want to start 2025 finding himself again. Not just in the rings at Purpose, but just everywhere in his wrestling career. He's looking bigger, he's looking more powerful. It looks like he definitely has the power advantage here, while Stephen Wolf definitely brings in the speed and the high impact.
Although I did see him trying to practice topes and that didn't go too well. You got to think, Stephen Wolf hasn't encountered many people with the technical acumen of a Jordon Breaks, a very British-style professional wrestler.
And another thing that you see here is that Jordon, normally when you start matches, the reason why you normally see a lot of grappling in the beginning of the match is because people don't want to take a lot of risks. They also want to be, especially these two are going to do that, just be respectful for their opponents. It's not the nicest thing to just start the match by punching someone in the face, right? That's why you end up doing all of this. You don't want to create a lot of separation. You want to keep control of your opponent, try to find an opening so that you can hit some of your bigger moves, or be able to put some of your harshest holds, right? The thing that happens with Jordon is that, because that is usually what tends to happen a lot at the beginning of matches, you start the match with Jordon Breaks 3 steps behind, because he will definitely always have your number when it comes to that. You have two choices. You can either test yourself and try to match Jordon in grappling, or you can just stay away from him and make sure he doesn't keep a hold of you. because he will definitely 9 times out of 10 come out on top. Stephen, though, showing that he is very proficient in grappling as he goes for the first pin of the match, Bobby.
Into the cover, breaks kicks out at 2. As you said, Wolf, another arm drag. Really showing that Jordon Breaks what he can do when it comes to grappling. And there's that separation you talked about, the drop kick.
In this last sequence here, the pace was picking up, Bobby, which meant that Stephen Wolf was able to take advantage because he was faster than Jordon. His reaction was just that step ahead. And he was able to catch him twice with the arm drag, and then with that big drop kick that seems to have put Jordon Breaks down. I feel like Steve has given up on the grappling and decided to go into striking with those loud chops, and I don't blame him.
Stephen being like that kid who is like last goal wins. Breaks may have had the grappling advantage for all of it, but into the cover. But Wolf gets one advantage and he decides to change tactic.
Or maybe he doesn't, because Jordon just saw that that chop was coming and he grabbed that arm and turned it into a pinning predicament, and now he has that knuckle lock. He's again in control. This is what happens if you let Jordon Breaks have a hold of you.
Breaks trying to control, but Wolf gets some more separation. An overhand chop stinging the chest of Jordon Breaks. Wolf springboard. Look at that balance. Look for another arm drag. Gets it. Sends Breaks all the way across the ring, and another dropkick avoided by Breaks, slapping the legs of Wolf out of the way into that clutch style pin. Wolf gets the separation. Jordon drags into the center.
Jordon got it immediately, look at that, and he tried to escape and it did it. Can you imagine wrestling Jordon Breaks and he seems to always be one step ahead of you? It has to be frustrating.
There it is, spins him around by the leg, cross body by Breaks. There's one of Breaks' higher impact moves into the cover. Wolf kicks out though.
That was the first time this entire match where as soon as there was a little bit of separation, Stephen Wolf didn't come out on top, and I feel like that may be just a good example of the mind games that Jordon has been able to play in this match, because it has to be frustrating for you to come into someone else's house and have them not humiliate you, but always be steps ahead when it comes to what's happening in the ring. What will Stephen Wolf do to try and regroup as he's feeling how hard these British lads uppercuts?
And
They say no southern uppercut here. It's British uppercut, an European uppercut that we're seeing here.
Look for the ripcord lariat. Breaks avoids it, goes through. Calling in for another knuckle lock. Using that to his advantage. Sends Wolf across the ring. The power in the legs of Jordon Breaks, unreal.
I've seen Jordon turn that around, spin his, and I know how to do it as well, spin from that position, spin an opponent into an armbar or something like that. And that's probably what Stephen Wolf is expecting, because you'll see it in that sequence a lot and being in that position a lot. I don't know if he was expected to be launched halfway across the ring and landing nose first on the floor. Jordon seems to have full control of this match, and that is not surprising, Bobby.
As you said, this is a home game for Jordon Breaks. Purpose Wrestling is one of Jordon Breaks' many homes around the UK. Stephen Wolf definitely wrestling against the tide here. What kind of advantage do you think that gives Jordon?
Oh, you know, you're used to the environment. You know how these things are. This is not new. The locker room isn't new. The air outside doesn't feel new. The entrance, it's not as much new experiences, which means there's a little bit of comfort that you can definitely get there, right? At the same time, Stephen Wolf was looking for not being in positions like this for the challenge. He was looking to get out of his comfort zone, and the fact that he's playing there as he goes for the cover here, Bobby.
Kick out by Breaks.
It's going to be this position that Stephen Wolf is in, that he wants to be in, that he's starting to be more and more comfortable in, which is a position of not being comfortable with this environment around him. That may mean that he can come back from behind. It's just a matter of seeing if he can actually do it, or if Jordon Breaks is going to grind him into submission.
That left arm pulled out of the socket. That pressure created when you talk up through the elbow on, not just the elbow, but on the shoulder joint. Got to really pull at all those tendons. Drop toe hold by Wolf.
This is what he's got to do. He has to be creative.
Here comes Wolf, looking for the tiger feint kick. Avoided by Breaks, going to drag it to the centre, going to look for the scorpion no, not for the deathlock. Catapults Wolf onto the second rope. Wolf sees it coming, lands on his feet.
Bobby.
The agility of Stephen Wolf coming into play there. Breaks didn't see that one coming. Just a straight right hand from Wolf. And a springboard. Breaks sees it coming. drags the arm down and look for an armbar. Wolf rolls through, not letting Breaks capture that left arm. Left arm already looking a bit delicate after that. There we go. Gonna work it with the legs. The pressure that the legs and thighs and the muscles your leg can exert instead of the hands is unreal.
My God, the way that that elbow is being hyperextended right now. Oh my God, Bobby!
Jordon Breaks, a master of joint manipulation, pulling at the elbow, pulling at the shoulder joint. That entire arm of Stephen Wolf has got to be in agony. And Breaks throwing his entire body weight onto the injured arm.
I don't know what's been up to with Jordon Breaks lately. We haven't seen him here on purpose for a while, but he comes back with new offensive tools, definitely more of a killer attitude, and he seems like he wants to continue to focus on that arm of Stephen Wolf as the main target of his offense, as he definitely looks, I presume, for the break special, or maybe an opening to get the Scorpion Deathlock on. This is where we're going to really find out, does Stephen Wolf have what it takes to take on the best in the country and be able to prevail?
Creative offense from Breaks, as you said. Every manner of twisting that arm, he's fighting it. Wolf with some separation, goes for a chop again, but
just
can't
instinct.
muster the energy.
Was just instinct there, Bobby. He went for that chop thinking he'd be able to use an offense, and immediately you can feel the shockwaves that went through his elbow and the rest of the arm, and Jordon doesn't let go. I'm very impressed so far at Stephen Wolf's ability to endure all this punishment and continue to fight, not let himself stay down, but I wonder if it's going to get to a point where it's going to be too much.
As you said, Jordon Breaks is finding a new level, finding an aggression that is maybe, is I think James Pharrell highlighted that Jordon Breaks may be missing before, or ever the sportsman Jordon Breaks. But when it came to the crunch, could he pull the trigger and be aggressive in that ring?
He's got to evolve if he wants to get back into title contention and back into the success that his past few years have brought him. He cannot rest on his laurels, and just the fact that he's doing that can show the work that he's been creating exactly for that.
Oh my God, the athleticism of Wolf landing on his feet, hits the super kick. Looking to load up Breaks, got to use that left arm. X-Plex. I don't know if that was the plan or if the arm just gave out, but the X-Plex lands nonetheless. Wolf looks for the elbow drop, goes to that left arm. A mistake by Wolf. Breaks looking for an elbow, looking to hyperextend the elbow.
He does use that X-Plex a lot, but I think the effort that he had to put in the arm gave Jordon Breaks just enough time to recover and be able to come up with a plan to catch him off that elbow. I think Jordon has studied his opponent a lot, seen a lot of footage, but look at this.
Wolf forcing Breaks to let go of the arm by putting him in a cover. Manages to muster an elbow with that left arm, but you can see the pain on his face. There you go. The right arm is the one you got to use, Steve, if you want to get an advantage here.
Oh no, instinctively that spinning forearm was with the left, and he's really feeling that, while at the same time Jordon seems to be rocked. That's how hard Stephen Wolf hits you. A few hits and you're immediately a step or two behind.
Kotangiri, in between the shoulder blades, that's going to ring through your entire body. The spine is connected to everything.
Stephen maybe couldn't get all the full height because he had to use his arms for it, but definitely got that in.
So Jordon Breaks, very smart, into the cover, as I say this by Stephen Wolf. Wolf clearly a southpaw like yourself, David.
Yes,
Breaks,
one of the good ones.
Breaks immediately goes for that left arm, taking out a good 60% of the effective offense Stephen Wolf can muster with it.
I've been in that position there where I have my left arm, which is my strong arm, affected like this. And sometimes you have to decide to still use it as a weapon because you just are trained for higher impact like that. He does that springboard clothesline a lot. And if he was going to do it on the right, something would go wrong because you just don't have that practice, that train to make sure you hit it perfectly every time. Even if you have to sacrifice your own body, you gotta do it to beat someone like Jordon Breaks.
Roll up by Breaks. Cut by Wolf. Out of nowhere. Excuse the pun.
That is all hips and legs. Stephen Wolf does not need a good arm to do that. Or this
standing shooting star, but Breaks sees it coming.
Oh my God!
Gonna get the Break special. That Kimura locked in. Wolf fighting it though, halfway, trying to pull away. Breaks finally got hold of the wrist, hold of the hand. Not quite the full Break special.
There it is. He got it now.
Body a bit into the cover. Again, Wolf trying to use the covers to make Breaks break up the hold.
Beautiful
into
transition.
A lapel lock.
The pressure on the shoulder and the arm now adds the pressure into the jaw and the neck. Stephen Wolf is in trouble, Bobby.
This lapel lock, another new part of the arsenal of Jordon Breaks, now floats over into an armbar.
He tried to roll him back.
Breaks.
Now he tried to roll him into a pin, and Jordon Breaks immediately catches him into an armbar and doesn't let go. Where's Stephen going now?
Stephen looking to stop. Breaks sees it coming. They avoid each other, but Breaks doesn't avoid that running knee. Wow, just planting Breaks in the centre of the ring, flipping him over his shoulder into the cover, stacks high, and he got him! The pin! What a debut for Stephen Wolf. Big victory over the First Purpose Wrestling champion. Great start to his tour around Europe.
You saw the urgency that he had going into that kata that he's won so many matches with. He was lucky enough that the majority of the power on that kata and the training that he got comes from the right side, as opposed to a lot of his offense who comes from the left. Very smart of him to be able to have different things he can do on different sides, something you have to do when you're a left-hander like me and him. And he's able to just catch Jordon Breaks out of nowhere, but you could see how much he was in trouble. It could have been a matter of time until Jordon Breaks caught Stephen Wolf into something that he couldn't escape. What a great match this was, Bonnie.
And a great combo by Wolf to finish it off. Knee strike to the jaw, rocking Breaks, giving himself that 10-second window to power Breaks up and pull him back down with that version of a cutter. And a handshake. Jordon Breaks, as I said, Evan Sports actually left the left arm of Stephen Wolf. I don't know if that was a cheeky little intentional dig from Breaks there, or...
It seems like today wasn't the day where he was able to find his beginning of his way back to the top. We'll see what the future holds for Jordon Breaks.
If you'd have told me after the match I'd be taking my boots off with one arm, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised. I knew what I was getting into when Purpose said my debut match was going to be Stephen Wolf versus Jordon Breaks. And I knew there would be no breaks at all in this match. It'd be go, go, go. And because of that, yeah, I'm one arm short, but I'm still here standing as the winner of the match tonight. And I heard the fans, you guys were chanting, please come back, please come back. You guys want the leader of the pack to come back. So, with that being said, I think I'm gonna talk to the office and see if they want to follow the leader too.
It feels so good to be back here at Purpose. It feels so good to be rubbing shoulders with some of the best pro wrestlers in the world, but I'm not happy. I keep losing. You guys have seen me at my absolute highest. I was the first ever Purpose champion, and now you're seeing me at my lowest. All around us are familiar faces, familiar faces.
Thank you for watching Purpose Wrestling. Don't miss any of the great pro wrestling action live in Wimbledon. Join us at the Merton Art Space. All details for tickets in the description below. Make sure you subscribe to the Purpose Wrestling YouTube channel for more great matches. Thank you for watching and see you next time.